I'm Matthew Drutt, and this is Eye on Art. We're at Frieze New York, which is now in its second year. In New York, collectors are like postal workers. They'll come out no matter what the weather is, and today's no exception. In spite of the fact that it's pouring down rain, people have piled onto the ferries, the buses, the cabs, and the private limos, and showed up in droves. Mayor Mike was here early, as was John McEnroe and Andreas Gursky, and collectors from all over the world. So let's go inside and find some of the hidden gems. At Casey Kaplan Gallery, they've turned over the whole stand to Leipzig-based painter Julia Schmidt. Her work is only seen at the moment in the United States through Kaplan's gallery, so it's a really rare treat to see it here at the fair. Her work is very abstract in nature, although it's based on observations in the real world. Sometimes they're images that come from things in the studio, observations that she's made looking through the window, other times out there in the real world. Behind me is a great example of her facility with color and her ability to turn things that are actual into things that are phenomenal. Abstract shapes and forms that on the one hand resonate as abstract painting, and on closer inspection one begins to make out something discernible and tangible. We're at August Greenspan's booth, where Mexico City conceptual artist Adriana Lara has a new body of work. Lara's work generally deals with found objects and fragments of found objects in the real world, which stand as a metaphor for a larger, holistic idea in the universe. So in this case, she's taken pieces of astroturf and wood veneer, things that refer to the natural world but come from the manufactured man-made world. They're things that belong normally to something that's round, a circumference, the globe, in this case the Earth. Wood, fragments of trees which are round, and astroturf, fragments of the ground, which refers to the terrain of the Earth. And she's broken them up into objects that look like paintings. They're rectangular, they contain symbols and words that refer to this idea of fragmentation and fragmentary. For her installation here at the stand, those fragments exist in the real world now. She's turned them into art objects, onto which she's painted symbols or, in other cases, language. One piece that's the back of an astroturf rug says, "a piece." Almost like Magritte saying, "This is not a pipe." She's saying, "This is a piece," but it's also a fragment. It's a piece of something else. At Berlin gallerist Mehdi Chouakri's stand, they're showing work by Charlotte Pozanenka. Pozanenka was an artist active in Germany in the 60s and 70s during the period of minimalism and post-minimalism. Her sculpture was characterized a lot by working with air conditioning ducts in different configurations of sculptural minimal forms, kind of like Donald Judd's produced by an air conditioning company. Really interesting work. We've been seeing a revival of it over the last 5 years. Artist Space did an exhibition of work a few years ago, which was really memorable. At Frieze, they have a reconstituted work, meaning it was originally conceived in 1967 and then refabricated in 2011. They almost look like Ellsworth Kelly panel paintings, but they're made in a really kind of matte painted steel. It's quite beautiful. It's the idea of progression, but taken to a less sober degree than an artist like Donald Judd did. Really beautiful piece at the fair.